Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Jamiana, and I'm a program manager on the Azure Firewall team. Today, I'm going to be talking about Azure Firewall Premium and Azure Firewall Manager. We have a bunch of new features and capabilities since the GA launches of our product. So let's dive right in. Azure Firewall has come a long way. We have added advanced capabilities and features that allow greater protection on your virtual networks and meet requirements for highly regulated and sensitive environments. These next-gen features include TLS inspection, which allows you to decrypt, inspect, and re-encrypt traffic passing through the firewall. Intrusion Detection Prevention System, or IDPS, which provides rapid detection of attacks based on traffic patterns such as byte sequences or malicious instruction. URL filtering, so I can filter traffic based on the full URL and instead of only just the FQDN. And web categories, so I can filter outbound traffic going to the internet based on categories such as social media or download sites. So not only can I now filter traffic going east-west or spoke-to-spoke or spoke-to-branch, but also south-north traffic going to the internet. With Azure Firewall Premium, the IDPS capability can block various categories like malware, phishing, coin mining, and more. We have more than 58,000 signatures that are continuously being updated on a daily basis. As an impact of the Azure Firewall Premium capabilities, we recently had the Oh My God attack, which allowed elevation of privileged users, and it was discovered on September 14th. With Firewall Premium, it had a signature the very next day, allowing all of our premium users to be well protected against this dangerous vulnerability. Now on to our new capabilities in Azure Firewall Premium. The first demo that I want to share with you is our IDPS signature lookup, which provides greater visibility into all of the IDPS capabilities that are used by the Azure Firewall. So first we have our IDPS signature lookup, which allows you to view all signatures by ID that were logged through the firewall. This feature is helpful because you can gain more visibility into the IDPS signatures and decide what action to take. I can look at attributes such as the mode, severity, direction, and description, what protocols were used, and when the signature was last updated. On top of that, I can configure the setting on what action to take on specific signatures by selecting the signatures and editing the rules. Here, as an example, I want to set these signatures to alert and deny. Next, we added two new features to web categories, a feature that allows you to block user traffic to the internet based on categories. These two features are category check and miscategorization requests. As an example, if I want to know what category www.microsoft.com is, I can search this URL in the tool and will return computers and technology, the category. We display both the FQDN and full URL, knowing that standard firewall categorizes based traffic on the FQDN, and premium firewall can categorize traffic based on the full URL with TLS inspection turned on. If I want to request miscategorization for this current category, I can select report and select another category that I think fits better. With that, if you started with Azure Firewall Standard, we have guidance on how to migrate to Azure Firewall Premium. Note that in order to use Azure Firewall Premium, you need to have a premium policy set in place. We provided a tool that you can migrate to Premium using Azure Firewall PowerShell scripts. In addition, if you want to upgrade your standard firewall to premium firewall, you can use our new Stop Start feature, which preserves all firewall components, including the PIP, network details, and policy association. In our roadmap, we also have a single-click upgrade where you can update to premium with zero downtime. Lastly, we have some key updates that provide simplified management for enterprise customers. This includes Terraform support, so now you can manage standard and premium policies through using Terraform. We have added new region availability for our premium clouds or premium firewalls in the government and national clouds. And we added certificate auto generation. And this is helpful to help tie the three resources like managed identity, key vault, and self-signed root CA certificates together in your premium policy setup and help set you up for TLS inspection. Now on to Azure Firewall Manager. We recognize that managing multiple firewalls and keeping consistent security policies across them can be challenging for large enterprises. To help with this challenge, we have Azure Firewall Manager, which serves as a central policy management for multiple network security resources such as DDoS, Azure Firewalls, and in the future, web application firewalls. Azure Firewall Manager allows customers to build a policy once and also deploy it into multiple firewalls that are spread across multiple regions. Azure Firewall Manager provides integration with third-party firewall as a service providers, including Zscaler and Checkpoint, to allow customers to have the best of breed security service. So we know that policy is central to Azure Firewall. It has rule configuration, and over time, these rules can get accumulated and errors may not be included, which degrades performance, security, and readability of rules. We launched a new feature called Policy Analytics, which allows you to manage Azure Firewall rules in your policy over time. Policy Insights helps you highlight key information about the firewall policy, such as limits, duplicate rules, and wildcards in rules, and more. We also have policy recommendations to help improve the rules in the policy, including rules with no low or no hits, help you get rid of overly permissive rules, and potentially malicious sources. Rule Analytics provides visibility into the traffic flows over time, and the rule hit count for application network and DNAT rules will be brought to your attention. In addition, we'll have single rule analysis where you can refine rule permissions and inspect the flows hit per a specific rule. Policy Analytics helps improve your security posture, so you can analyze your security policies put into place, and policy recommendations will help improve your rules over time. It can help increase your threat protection as well by analyzing the traffic flows. We recognize that you need to increase the threat protection, and you can do that by utilizing Rule Analytics that gives you visibility into the traffic patterns. We recently integrated with DDoS Protection Plans in Azure Firewall Manager. DDoS Protection Standard provides mitigation features to defend against DDoS attacks on all public IP addresses and virtual networks. With this integration, you can now manage both Azure Firewall and DDoS in one single place. This means that I can manage, create, and view DDoS plans on my virtual networks in Azure Firewall Manager. This helps provide you the ability to monitor your overall network security posture and identify security gaps in your environment. For example, I can select my virtual network that has an Azure Firewall and add a DDoS plan to it by selecting Manage Security and Manage DDoS Plans. And I can enable DDoS protection and select the plan that I want to choose to protect that virtual network. And lastly, I can also view all of my DDoS protection plans in a single place and create it from the Firewall Manager experience. We've heard feedback from our enterprise customers to have a better native SIEM integration that feeds into Azure Sentinel. As a result, we created a workbook that provides better visualization of the data within Azure Sentinel. You can see additional information in your application rules, network rule statistics, DNS proxy, and IDPS. And with this visibility, you can have an extension of your log analytics workspace into a nice UI graphic that can be helpful for managing your network security. Thank you all so much for coming to our session. I hope this information session was helpful into learning more about our new updates and features to Azure Firewall Premium and Azure Firewall Manager.